Hey guys, Sandy here, and I'm really excited about today's video for the video a day in July going on here on YouTube on my channel. Last night I finished our 2015 Disney trip. Feels really good to get a project finished, so I'm going to do a little flip through and share that with you. Now this Disney trip was different than the other Disney trips. We usually keep a book, and that is full of notes, and I do that at the end of every day. We get back to our hotel and I take some notes about what we did, and we also do video. However, for this trip, for some reason, I didn't take notes. I guess I thought video was going to be good enough. So these albums are definitely not in any kind of chronological order. It's just how I scrapped them and they made it into the book. So title page, simple. Sometimes I go big with title pages, sometimes I don't. This was a not a big one. Most of these papers and such things are from Echo Park's 2 magical adventure Disney lines they've come out with. There's also some old Say Cheese 1 and 2 from Simple Stories in here. There's also cut letters I've made myself, freckled fawn embellishments, anything I've pulled out from my stash. But this starts it. This is us on the Mickey bus, so that's awesome. Then I have these tickets here from our flight. I also have one of the luggage tags that didn't actually make it on to the luggage. Oh, get that guy in there. Also have Disney's Magical Express here. We get over here and we have just some shots of the Caribbean Beach Resort. We did our first night at Caribbean Beach before we moved on to a different hotel. And I like putting in these little pieces of Disney information into my albums. Here's another one of the room. And then we get to the dream. Okay, this is the Grand Floridian. It is amazing. I love the look of the hotel. I love the feel of it. And it's a good thing that my family does too. So I've got a bunch documenting the Grand Floridian. I like mixing in Project Life type pages with my regular pages. This is just like a little filler of a candy wrapper from the turn down service. Here is the view outside of our room. We were on the first floor, so we had this great view across. And then way over here in the distance is actually the Polynesian. One of the great things about the Grand Floridian is this lobby they have. It's amazing. The kids love to fall asleep there. And then here we have the candy is actually on the bed for turn down service. This is the land, which is in Epcot, and it's a 2-page spread with a little guy in the center. Love this boat ride. It's like a little slow boat ride you move through. So much fun. Here is the new queue, or it was new at the time, for the Peter Pan ride. This is a special page, not because it's amazingly done or detailed, but because it is pictures of Space Mountain taken on the People Mover with the lights on. Best thing ever is Space Mountain with the lights on. Here's kind of a 2-pager for Winnie the Pooh, and this is not in like a pocket page. It's totally flat on a piece of 12 by 12 paper. And I put a slit into the page protector here and added this little flip guy so I could get a couple more photos in. Here's another 2-pager, and it is all about the Mickey Head ice cream. Let's see if I can get that glare going for you. And we do Mickey Head ice cream every time we go, at least once. And we always get a photo of us biting into an ear. It's just a good memory we have. Okay, then we have some you know, scenery pictures, pictures of the Main Street windows. Time for teacups, a pocket page again, because these are pictures that I took of the kids and they had a lot of distraction and other people in them, so I cut them down to 3x4. The Little Mermaid ride. I've taken pictures of this ride before and documented it, and these are different pictures that I haven't documented before, so they're in here. This is the Great Movie Ride. Love this ride. Thought it was appropriate for this film strip across the top here. A little doily going on. A ticket stub. And this is one of the times where I did one of my favorite things to do, which is emboss, clear emboss over top of die cuts. But this embossing powder got tainted. It had some white in it, so it kind of gives it a different look. And I kept that tainted embossing powder, so if I want this look on a page, I can do it. Here is Splash Mountain, and this is a 2-page coordinating spread. This amazing die cut is made by Paper Wizard, I want to say. They have these wonderful die cuts. They're all spread apart, and you just have to put them together. I have a bunch for a bunch of different attractions, but I want to spread them out throughout many of the Disney albums, so they're not all like, boom, full of die cut things. So this grammar is probably not great for so much the show, but the girls and I watched Once Upon a Time on Netflix, and then there were all these references to the show in Hollywood Studios, so we wanted to document that, and then that film strip again there. Here's Muppet Vision 3D. So much fun. This key's here. My son was looking under the mat for the key. If you haven't ever looked under the mat for the key, definitely pick up that mat and look for it. Okay, here is Beast Castle. This is Be Our Guest restaurant. Just some pictures of the kids hanging out. A pocket page about Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, which is a game you can play. And then just different little moments that I didn't really have a huge story to go with, or I didn't think the picture was enough for it to be its own page, so I just put it in these pockets. The same thing here with the Jungle Cruise. I had these different photos I wanted, didn't really want a 2-page spread, couldn't come up with a way to get them all on one page that I enjoyed enough, so I put it here. And then the same thing over here for Toy Story Midway Mania. So like doilies went throughout. I've done outlining on and off throughout the book. She's No Princess. This is when my daughters were Disney bounding as Drizella and Anastasia. And they were awesome. When they recognized that the girls were them, they lost their minds. They even took off my one daughter's bracelet and tied it into a little bow to put on top of her head so it would match the blue bow. It was just a completely amazing experience. This is a stock photo from Disney, but I loved it. And this is a photo we took of outside the sci-fi restaurant. Back to another pocket page with Beer Garden, and then we had the musical players there. Some nice car designs from Test Track at Epcot. I wanted to document Norway from the time when the country of Norway actually sponsored the pavilion and when Disney took it over. This is it was closed down, and or at least the ride part was closed down, and they were working on it to turn it into the Frozen ride. Okay, another 2-page spread about Mickey's PhilharMagic. And then I just took some photos of the posters on outside of the auditorium, because if you haven't seen Mickey's PhilharMagic, it's kind of like a 3D show. You wear glasses, so pictures don't really turn out that great. Here's the Hoop-de-Doo. Okay, guys, if you're Disney fans, you go to Disney, you've never done Hoop-de-Doo musical review, you've got to go. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You've just got to do it. It's so much fun. So these are just some pictures of that. For some reason, I didn't have any pictures of the actual players. I rectified that with our trip that we just had this year, earlier in the year in March. But so that'll be in another album. This is kind of more documenting the hall where it was in Fort Wilderness. This is the Hollywood Tower of Terror. These are Disney stock photos. Some of them are Disney stock photos. This is my photo. That one, maybe my photo. Nope, these are my photos. These are my photos. I can see the people in them. I also have photos later that are Disney stock photos. And I documented this twice about this ride because it terrifies one of my daughters, and we make her ride it with us as a family at least once every trip. She loves Rock and Roller Coaster though, so go figure. All right, and then this is the last page in the first album, and it's just some pool time. And I gotta say, I usually can't figure out what to do with banners, but I really liked how this spread all the way across. Okay, let's see what the second one. Alright, so here's album 2, as it says right here, part 2. And again, a basic opening page. Then here we have Frozen Kingdom, because Frozen was everywhere, and it still was everywhere when we went in March, but Frozen was everywhere. Everywhere. Here's a fun one with lots of words and like Disney newspaper print. This is Scoop the reporter, and he grabbed my one daughter and danced with her on Main Street. Such an amazing fun memory. The American Adventure Pavilion, us on the People Mover. We love the People Mover. Every album has us with photos in the People Mover. I have ones when the kids were really teeny and we all fit in one car. Now they're adult size. 5 of us don't fit in a car made for 4. Here is Bruce the shark. This is in the seas at Epcot. Here is just a kind of a simple layout with those 2 banner things I love doing, and a little third gold one here with us under the umbrellas. And I think I was actually going to write something up here and I completely forgot. I had a plan, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, here's just some random photos in Epcot. This is a stock photo, but these are mine. And then again, I have photos of us that I just want in the album because we were having a grand time. And that's what a lot of these are. And then just a couple of random photos that I wanted in the album, didn't fit in a pocket, so I just made a spread out of them. Gotta take the glasses photos. And then this is probably, it's not the fanciest page, it's probably not even the best design of a page, probably breaks some rules, but there's something about this page that I just like. It might be the fact that it has the decorations and these letters from Julie Bean Soup. I'm not sure what it is, but I love fall decorations in Magic Kingdom. It feels like it should be fall, it looks like it should be fall, but it's hot and it's not fall. This page I actually really enjoy. What I've done under here is taken a pocket page protector, one very similar to this that has tons of 3x4 pockets in it. I cut out the pockets, and then where I needed to refuse them together with my fuse tool. Then under here, what I did was put the pockets, layered the pockets so that each of these maps and guides would stay where it was, and they wouldn't like shift out and all would like bunch up to one side. And I had actually laid them out and then drew around the edges here with a white pen, so I knew where to place each of these cutout pockets. And this is probably my favorite way to do these kind of maps and times guides and stuff, because I want you to be able to see like what each one was. I don't want it like bulked up on one part of the page, and it's easy to pull them out and put them back in. And then here I kind of did the same thing with the transportation cards. I cut a 6x8 4 divided page protector and glued it right down onto the page. So you can go inside the big page protector and then inside the little one and pull out the transportation card and look at it, read it if you want to, and then you just tuck it back in. And the ATG glue that's under there, you don't see it when the card is actually out of the page, or I'm sorry, when the card is actually in the page. So that few seconds, if you're pulling out the card, that little bit of glue isn't going to bother me at all. Okay. And then here is a page that literally has no photo. I just talk about a couple of the restaurants we went to. So that's just the way it is. Sometimes that happens. A little 6x8 page protector in there that I fused together. These are the bands from the party. And I threw in some black stars and some orangey sequins to go with the Halloween theme. Just one of the gift cards we had used, and then this is a Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom card that you got when you went to the party. Over here I put our tickets to the party. One of them is this, like facing this way. The other ones, you just see the designs. And then on the other side I talk about the party a little bit, a couple photos for atmosphere, and then I just leave these in the pocket like this, and you just see the back of the tickets. And I'm okay with that. This I really like. This is kind of, even though this is really introducing the party, this is what I feel as like my title page for the actual party. A little boo in MK. And then the next couple layouts there are process videos for on my channel, on my Disney process videos playlist. So it's this one, and this one. And I love this layout. I don't know what it is. The photos aren't particularly glamorous. It's a page design I've done multiple times with 3 photos across, with a cluster on the bottom and a cluster on the top. I'm not sure what it is about this one in particular, but I just love this page. It's probably one of my favorite in the whole album. And then a good way to get through like parade photos is to put them in pocket pages. So I have that here. This is not a pocket page. This is just photos on top of cardstock. This is probably one of my least favorite pages in the album. It was kind of over parade photos by the time I got to this, and I just kind of threw it together and it was done and it was good. So I moved on. And then this are the Haunted Mansion dancers and ghosts on the parade. And I have photos from a previous year where these guys were like moving their shovels across the concrete and it sparked. The ground was just so wet it really didn't spark a lot this year, but I do have great photos for another year, so it's all good. And then the end. I end it, like, you should know this is the end of parade photos by this little guy right here. And then here I document again the Tower of Terror, and these are the stock photos. So it's documented twice. I kind of forgot I had done the other one, but I'm okay with it because I really like these stock photos. This is also a stock photo that I had printed at 8x10 from the Haunted Mansion. These busts in the library section kind of follow you as you're moving through, and I've never been able to get good pictures of these busts. I have later out in the yard, like the cemetery yard area, I've gotten great pictures of those. But these guys I've never been able to get. So when this was on that stock photo CD that you get when you buy the memory maker, dude, I was all for it. And then this is just 2 pictures of the Haunted Mansion queue. And then just documenting Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, because one of my daughters had maxed out her score, and I'm still not certain if it was a glitch or if she hit some sort of secret amazing score thing. And then there's just some more souvenirs and such, and one of these Becky Higgins 12x12 pockets, and I just did a little bit of decoration on it and stuck it into the lead pocket here. Now that I'm going through this album, and my family looked at it last night, and I realized I was missing some pictures. I'm not sure what happened to the pictures. We definitely had PhotoPass pictures, because I have these, what are they? The stock photo images, and I can see the photos in my head, so I know I've seen them, but I don't know what happened to them. So I'm gonna have to take like a double check for all my photos, check out Google Photos, check out my hard drive, check out the computer, and see exactly what happened to them. And then I might realize that this album is not complete. But if the pictures are missing, then the album is complete. If the pictures aren't missing, I might have a couple more layouts that need to go in here. Anyway, this was my 2015 Disney trip albums. Really appreciate the time that you guys took to go along with it, so I could reminisce a little bit. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.